Hey guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review, and we're doing another beer from Chile. Thought I'd get them out of the way, or get some of them out of the way. And I saw this beauty, and I thought I've got to try this. Oh, actually, while I've still got this to hand, I noticed this at the front, and it's in the Chile edition. So this was a while ago, but look at that. They've answered me. Where did the beer guide go? And basically, they're saying we got rid of it so we can give you more content, or perhaps get more adverts in your paper. But it hasn't made it cheaper, has it? Yeah, indeed. Um, but at least they've told us where to go. What I would retort to that, Beer 52, if anyone is listening from the magazine or the website especially, um, the link of how to get to the tasting notes on the website is really hard. You have to go through a very convoluted route to get to somewhere really suitable, especially for someone like me who really does appreciate the tasting notes and uses them quite a lot for my reviews. So, whoever is doing your website, can you please sort the link out? Because I'm sure it's not difficult to do, but hiding the link away in just some, I mean, you have to go into the dispatch page to then link across to the tasting notes. That's nuts. Why not have it when you do your rate your beer? Why don't you add a little button that says tasting notes? It'd be much easier. And yeah, if you do it, please give me credit because give me a few extra beers. Why not? Okay, we are going to do this beer review today, dear viewer, from Nostalgia. And I've had one of their beers before. It was really interesting, and I can't remember when it was, but it wasn't this one, put it that way. This is Osorno, the dark lager. And hopefully it's going to focus. There we go. It's a modern take on a traditional dark lager, or Schwarzbier, people call it, inspired by the vast verdant landscape of the Chilean south, with lakes and snow-capped volcanoes. Uh, this beer is an eruption of flavour. Oh, I see what you did there. With a slight roast aromas topped with a surprising white head. We shall see, we shall see. And this one was made up in Scotland. So it's Chile, but via Scotland. And it's at the huge 4% mark, which is crazy. And if we turn it around a little bit, at Nostalgia, we reimagine classic beers of the past. We have a passion for traditional brewing, etc., etc. Boring. Right. We've got barley hops yeast. So, as we know, dark lager or Schwarzbier, or maybe Dunkels could fall into that category. So, okay, definitely Schwarzbiers, but yeah, I think some Dunkels can go in there. Predominantly German, so South American and Germans. Well, a lot of Germans went over after the Second World War, I think, and they did wonders for brewing in South America. So cool. And things like lager. Wow, really, really interesting. Not sure who this. I was going to say lady, but it's got a beard, so it's either the bearded lady or it's some Chilean dude. On the front, looks really cool. I like that artwork. Quite nice, quite simple. Hey, maybe that dude, maybe the name, because I don't know what the name means. Osorno. Maybe that's the guy's name. Maybe that's the name of dark lager. Right, let us do a quick pressure test, and we'll get this bad boy into a glass. Now, from what I understand, they're using German hops. They're using Hallertauer. I've got a nice simple vertical column. This one's a pint glass, so this is easily going to get in there. And in fact, because this is such a quite an easy logo, I think I might do one of these ones today and clip that, if I can do it subtly. So something like that. on the side, and then look at it. And that, dear viewer, oh, it's coming down the outside of the glass. I was too keen, dear viewer, too keen. But that's going to be the thumbnail. Okay, so it is dark. Yes, it looks pretty black on camera, but let me tell you, for me, that is not perfectly. Get rid of some of those bubbles. Perfectly black. You might be able to see right at the bottom. It's a slightly real deep brown colour. And they also said it's a perfectly white head. Now, I don't know about you, but that to me is not perfectly white. That is cream colour. But maybe they have difficult. These German Chileans, maybe they have difficult with colours. Who knows? But I think I quite like it. Finger, easily a finger's cap. Nice tight bubbles. There's a few bigger ones in there, but predominantly small. There we go, focused on there. Yeah, what do you think, dear viewer? That does not look pure white. Is that what it said on here? Snow White, maybe? Disney are in trouble. Surprisingly white head, it said. Well, I'm surprised that that is not white. Never mind. Okay, so like most Schwartz beers or dark lagers, whatever you want to call, there's a lot of kind of biscuity, kind of doughy, bready type malts in there. Interesting. I'm getting chocolate from this, and I'm getting some sweetness, which is interesting. But then I'm not surprised if it's sweet because it's only 4%. So maybe there is some residual kind of sweetness in there. And I believe the base malt for this is Maris Otter. So it's weird. Maris Otter is obviously English, predominantly malt. We've got Hallertau hops, which is German. Recipe comes from Chile, but brewed in Scotland. Wow, amazing. Right, let's dive in. Oh, before I do that, please consider subscribing to the channel. Why not click like down below? Really does help me out and all that jazz. Or leave a comment. What do you think about dark lagers? What do you think about Dunkels? What do you think about Schwartz beers? Cheers and beers. Oh, lovely. Oh, that is lovely stuff. There is a little bit of residual sweetness. There's chocolate, there's cake. It's like a chocolate cake, man. Absolutely cool. Because they're following predominantly a German, I would say, style recipe here. There's no oats or wheat in here, so this is purely from the malt, and it beautiful, beautiful, really clean as well. As we sort of linger out, a little bit of astringency there from the malts, only really in the aftertaste because up front it is super smooth, super chocolatey, absolutely gorgeous. This, yeah, a little bit of that gnarly kind of bread, not quite rye, but you know what I mean, wholemeal kind of bread, wholemeal cracker, wafer, biscuit type thing. Um, pardon me, exactly the way the style should be. But that chocolateness, there's a hint, a tiny hint of coffee there too, but only a hint. This is mainly about the chocolate. If you got poured this beer and you said, oh yeah, this was a stout or a porter, I could easily believe that. It does taste a bit light though. It's a bit kind of thinner. But then some porters these days and some stouts are really thin. They don't have any kind of body to them. So this, lovely, lovely stuff. The only thing I want is a bigger can because this 330 tiny little poxy can, it's tiny. Small, small, small. Right, let's dive in for more. Oh, Okay, getting a tiny bit more of the coffee this time, but it's not an espresso. This is a mocha. It's definitely a chocolate coffee. Um, or even if you make a hot chocolate and then you put a little bit of coffee in it, that's the kind of thing. It's a coffee. The taste is a hint of coffee. It's not coffee up front. And wow, who says you can't get ridiculously fat tide lines from a Rhine Hotskobot following type beer? Really, really super good. Oh, fantastic. This is going down super nice, super quick, brilliant. Brilliant. Remember that guy from the first show? Oh, man, that gets, I think that's a 5 out of 5. That is superb beer. I mean, it ticks all the boxes of the style. Um, like I said right at the beginning, the only possible negative thing is really deep in the aftertaste. You do get a little bit of kind of a tiny bit of astringency, but I think it's supposed to be there, and it's from the really dark malts that kind of helps up front. Um, so once you've finished your beer, like I've just finished mine, you put it down and walk away. You sort of go, hmm, I can taste some sort of bitterness. What's that coming from? And there's a bit of kind of grittiness and that kind of thing. Um, hmm, really interesting. There we go. That is the nostalgia Osorno. Osorno. The dark lager, whatever it is. Osorno. I think that's how to say it. I don't know. My Spanish is not very good. Been to the actual country of Spain a number of times. Never been to South America though. And their kind of Spanish is slightly different anyway. And Chile, what's Chile? Is that the Incas, I guess, or is that more Peruvian? I don't know, but they've definitely got a kind of weird kind of style all of their own. It's a real long, thin kind of country, isn't it, going down the side of South America? Anyway, I'm going to let you get on with your day. Hopefully you found this good. And if you have, please join me for more beer reviews because I've got loads coming up and there's going to be a new one coming to wherever you are real soon.